Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Inspire Me. This is your host, Jibrin Diallo. Second season today. This is the first show, and I'm really happy because Inspire Me is going better and bigger, and that's because of you all, for your support. We are bringing you the stories that you need to hear, and today I have someone I certain will inspire you. Welcome to the show, Richard.
Pleasure's mine.
How are you?
Here. Pretty good.
I'm glad to see you here.
Likewise.
You know, when I talked to you about coming on to this show, I was happy you said yes because I knew that you've got something to tell people, to inspire people. What can you tell the viewers?
Well, you know, as you already know, I am Haitian. I always like to throw that first.
Yes.
So I live here in New York. I've moved here about 15 years ago.
Okay.
You know, we've met through a job and all that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Which is very interesting.
Yes.
I am the founder of the Haitian Nomad.
Okay.
I've traveled to more than 50 countries.
Yes.
You know, Africa, almost all the continents.
We'll talk about that. I mean, I want to hear about all your stories, and I'll be showing later on a lot of videos I mean, this guy's doing an amazing job, and I'm really proud of you for doing this, and I'm really happy that I know you. But my question to you now is, how did this passion come about?
Well, my passion for traveling actually developed from a passion from giving back.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to, you know, do a lot of community development work,
Okay.
a lot of giving back projects with my grandfather. And when I moved to the States, I got an opportunity to volunteer in New Orleans after Katrina. And it was a life-changing experience.
Okay.
So just seeing another place outside of New York, it was a first for me.
Okay.
And to see the kind of impact that we were able to have in a different community, that pretty much inspired me to see other places, meet other people. And from there, you know, I went through college, and after college, it was the recession. I was working for a hotel, and I got laid off. And when I was looking for, you know, what's next, and I found a job on Craigslist, out of all places, that pretty much,
Oh, really?
Yes, that pretty much told me that they would pay me to travel the world.
Okay.
All expenses paid, and you know, you'll be doing community development projects. You would be working with endangered animals, and I pretty much just jumped on it. And from doing that, my job was basically to work with elephants and go scuba diving every day, building artificial coral reefs. So it started from that. And from there, I hopped on to so many different places, met a lot of different people.
Okay.
And that pretty much inspired me to pretty much build the Haitian Nomad.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we're going to talk about Haitian Nomad, but when you travel, right? I know you enjoy it. You've been to a lot of places. What are you specifically looking for when you travel?
Basically, it's a curiosity to learn other cultures,
Okay.
how people do different things a different way than us,
Okay.
from us, and basically getting that authentic experience directly from the locals.
Okay.
I'm not the kind of traveler that likes to go just sit on the beach at a resort.
Okay.
Like, I want to eat where the locals eat. I want to see somebody's mama cooking the food.
That's a good one. Okay. And okay, that's really, because as you know, I travel a lot too,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it, and
Yeah.
I love it. And but yours is on a different dimension. That's it's
Now, yes.
we can't even compare that, right? So when you venture into the unknown, because when you travel to those places, you don't necessarily know the culture or the people.
Right.
When you go, what kind of preparation do you need to make in order to, you know, navigate the intricacies, you know, of going to a place that you don't know about?
So personally for me, you know, the first barrier for most people is usually the language barrier.
Okay.
So for me, I don't really have that issue because I'm sure I'll find somebody that speaks one of the languages that I speak.
And remind our viewers, how many languages you speak?
So I speak English, French, English, Spanish, and pretty much a little bit of Khmer from Cambodia because I used to live there.
Okay.
But yeah, so everywhere I go, I find somebody
Okay.
that at least speaks the language.
Okay.
So that's the first barrier. Other than that, it's the unknown that actually pushes me to learn more.
Okay. And let's kind of focus on the culture part of it. What do you think is the most probably difficult from your experiences about assimilating or accepting a culture? What is the most difficult thing?
I guess it's being outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, for me, for example, when I go somewhere, I go with an open mind.
Okay. Exactly.
I already know that, you know, I'm not going to have the things that you find here
Okay.
and certain things that, you know, might find here
Okay.
or as basic necessities or like luxuries over there.
Okay.
So it's basically having an open mind.
Okay. And if I ask you, what is the most valuable lesson that you've learned from traveling around the world? What would you say is that lesson?
Expect the unexpected.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Nothing is ever perfect. So
Okay.
as many times I go somewhere, I can plan a trip,
Okay.
have everything down, and you always expect something is gonna go wrong.
Okay.
So personally for me, it's always to have a plan B, C, and D.
Okay.
And when it comes to traveling, you have to understand that when something happens, the first thing you want to do is jump into solution mode versus
Okay.
panicking and stuff like that.
Okay. And just to impress our viewers, how many countries did you visit?
By now I lost count, so
Oh, really?
I'm probably somewhere.
Because I remember at some point you and I had a conversation, and it was around 50.
Right. So
Okay.
I know.
And that was a few years ago.
Right. I stopped.
Yes.
I stopped counting at like 60.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
somewhere in that range.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you were to name one country that stuck with you, which country would that be?
Cuba.
Why Cuba?
When you hear about Cuba,
Yes.
they pretty much make it seem like you're going to the moon. Like
Okay.
you're disconnected from everything,
Okay.
and you know that it's poverty, and pretty much that you can't go there.
Okay.
When you actually go there, it's a complete opposite.
Okay.
You find like everybody outside, everybody's having fun.
Okay.
Children out in all times of the night. The people are actually living.
Okay.
And you know, of course, there's poverty in every country.
Yes, yes,
But it's
of
definitely
course.
not like the way that they make you think of it.
Okay. And so you went to Cuba, and you're saying this country stuck with you because the reality is different from whatever you see on television or.
Which is usually the
media.
case
Okay.
for almost a lot of countries.
Okay.
But for Cuba, like
Yes.
honestly, this is one of the places where I actually saw people
Okay.
living, and they had the bare minimum.
Okay.
They made the most out of it.
Okay.
You know, and I'm not saying this from the first time I went.
Okay.
By now, I've been to Cuba about 10 times.
Okay.
So every single time, you know, it's visiting other cities, and it's the same kind of love, the same kind of like welcoming attitude that everybody has. So the hospitality was just out of this world.
Okay. So this is from my own experience, right? Whenever I go somewhere, I learn something. I get better. In your case, did you change from when you went to the first country to now, I don't know, more than 60 countries?
I change every day.
Oh, really?
You know,
Okay.
if you're the same person that you were yesterday, that
But
means you're.
would you credit traveling around the world
Yes.
for doing this? For you?
I think it has prepared me for anything that comes to me in life.
Okay.
Because, like I said, you know, something unexpected always happens. You always have to think about plan B, C, or D. So I apply the same things to everything that I do in life.
Okay.
It also made me understand more. For example, here in the United States, we have so many different cultures, so many different people. It gives you a better insight, changes your perspective on people.
That's interesting. You know, diversity in New York City, especially.
That's right.
Right, and I'm sure it opens your mind, and it helps you to understand people better because you've been there and you know what they do and how you know they go about their daily days, right? So and I understand also that you know traveling costs a lot of money, right? Any tips? How? So I understand you had a program that supported you when you were traveling around the world. But aside from that, how do you
Unless you're traveling with a Haitian nomad. So.
Oh, really? No, we're going to get... Okay.
But to answer your question, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about traveling.
Okay.
People think that traveling costs a fortune.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand if you're a college student, you might not have enough money to travel.
Exactly.
But the thing is, the number one tip that I can give somebody is flexibility.
Okay.
The more flexible you are, the easier you'll find like deals. Personally, I follow websites like secretflying.com, where people post like daily deals on like airfares and those kind of things.
Okay.
I mean, I went to Dubai for 150 round trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
went to Senegal. I was telling you, I went to Senegal
Yes.
on a business class ticket
Yes.
for I think $600.
Wow.
So it's about pretty much having those resources, like knowing where to look and like
Okay.
when, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand that you went from, being passionate about going around the world to transforming that passion into a business. How did you begin?
So whenever I think about a business venture or any kind of like investment,
Okay.
I usually start with identifying a problem. Once you have a
Okay.
problem, then you try to think of a solution, and then that leads us to something else. So for me, being from Haiti,
Yes.
I realized that when I came here, I met a lot of Haitian Americans that never been to Haiti.
Okay.
They didn't know anything about Haiti.
Okay.
And it was weird to me to know that you were from somewhere, but you had never been.
Okay.
So the more I asked people why you never went to Haiti, they were like, well, we heard this and we hear this, and our parents don't want us to go because of X, Y, and Z. So I identified that the problem was that the parents didn't want them to go because of things that the parents lived 30, 40 years ago.
Okay.
And how so many things have changed. And like, it's almost impossible that you have all this generation that
Okay.
is from somewhere, but they don't know anything about it.
Yes.
So I decided to organize like a party actually at my house in Haiti
Okay.
with a couple of friends that were, that came up with the idea here.
Okay.
And next thing you know, 45 people booked their tickets.
Wow.
And here I am like struggling to find transportation and put things together. And once that trip happened, like, I had one thing in mind: make sure that everybody has a good time,
Okay.
that everything runs smooth. And from there, like, people just started like, reaching out to me. When is the next one? When is the next one? So we had a second one in Haiti. And I remembered something that Tyler Perry said. He said, if you succeed at something in one place, you want to replicate that somewhere else.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what I did. I did Cuba,
Okay.
made good contacts there, and did the same thing in Cambodia. So I started with places that I knew a lot, or
Okay.
I had good contacts on the ground. From there, of course, you get the scary feeling of like, okay, do I leave my job, or and all that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
then once you take the leap, it's like you have to put everything into it, and that's pretty much how I started.
Okay. So are you now ready to grow bigger and bigger and bigger?
Oh, I mean, I was born ready.
Oh, really?
But
I like that. I like that attitude. Yes.
But once I started doing this full time, I had no
Okay.
choice. It
Okay.
was like this had to be it. And if you think about, it's been 2 years now. The first trip started with 45 people, which wasn't my intention. It just happened
Okay.
like that. And next week, we're taking 100 people to Egypt.
Wow.
And I look at it, I'm like, wow, like we are actually charting like a whole cruise ship on the Nile River.
Okay.
So these are things that you grew up reading in the Bible and stuff like that, and you're actually living them.
Yes.
So it's, sometimes I have to pinch myself.
I see a lot of passion about Haiti. Can you talk to me about this a little bit?
So Haiti is home
Okay.
to begin with. So that's
Okay.
the first part. The second part is, has Haitians, you hear a lot about Haiti being the first Black Republic, is the only country that was born out of like a successful slave revolution.
Okay.
But the one thing for me that is so special about the story of Haiti is that Haiti did not become independent for Haitians. Haiti became independent for the world to know that freedom was for everybody. It was the first place where freedom was actually, the term actually was born and applied successfully. So I wanted to share that with everybody. Like when you go to places like the Citadel and, it's the largest fortress in the Americas. You have like the bronze cannon from the ships from Napoleon and all of that.
Oh, wow.
And it's things that they don't tell you about it.
Okay.
But of course, because the person who loses never tells you about
Yeah.
the greatness of the other one. And especially,
Got it.
you go to Paris, a lot of people see Paris as like the dream destination.
Exactly.
And you go and you see the Arc de Triomphe.
Yes.
But nobody ever tells you that the Arc de Triomphe was built as a result of the Haiti independence.
Wow.
because Napoleon wanted to highlight all his successful battles and overshadow his loss in Haiti.
That's
So-
an interesting story.
Right. So things like that they don't
Yes.
tell you about. And me knowing all these things, I wanted to share that passion with not only Haitian Americans but
Okay.
the world. And even when I bring other people to Haiti,
Yes.
and they understand that this was built for you also, not just for Haitians. You know.
Exactly.
So it started from there.
Okay. What's your most favorite place to visit in Haiti?
The Citadel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why? Is it?
It's just such a symbolic construction, even till today. You
Okay.
know, like I said, it's the largest fortress in the Americas. It was built by 20,000 former slaves.
Really?
The story behind it is remarkable.
Okay.
And one feature that I love about it is like when you look at the Citadel, the fort, the front part is built as a triangle. And a lot of people usually ask me, what does the triangle signify? It was made to resemble the front of a slave ship because they wanted to send a signal to the colonizers that this is what a slave can build.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
So it's a very strong reminder of like what we built as people.
Okay. Hey, if you want to go to Haiti, make sure you visit the
Citadel,
Citadel, right? You've got to visit that place. Someone is interested in doing what you're doing, right? Transforming their passion into a business or into something bigger and better. What would you tell them to do?
Believe in yourself.
Okay.
Focus.
Isn't that too generic? Isn't it?
I mean, the thing is, when you watch, you could go on YouTube and you watch all these motivational videos.
Yes.
And they tell you, you know, go for it, do what you love.
Yes.
But they don't tell you how do you take it from here today and
Okay.
like on a daily basis, what do you do?
Okay.
For me, it's believing in your passion,
Okay.
identifying a problem.
Okay.
But college students and people like that, the thing is, we're usually like very hesitant to like branch out
Okay.
and like reach out to people, network. Those are some of the things that I wish I did when I was in college.
Okay.
Not be afraid to approach people.
Okay.
But you have to believe in yourself before
Okay.
you can actually do that.
Okay.
So I meet a lot of people that have the passion
Okay.
and they have one issue. They try to put all their, so they go for the passion, but they don't have something to pretty much hold them while
Okay.
they work on the passion.
Yes.
So I'm not saying quit your day job
Okay.
while you work on your passion, because you need your day job to pay your bills and have peace of mind so you can work on your passion.
Okay. And what makes the experience with Haitian Nomad unique?
We have great local connections.
Okay.
So we don't just go to a country and like do all the tourist things.
Okay.
So for me, the first thing that I look for when I choose a destination
Yes.
is how do we find a way to make this trip unique,
Okay.
where you can't just go by yourself. Because if
Okay.
you go by yourself, then why would you come with me?
Yes, exactly.
So I can give you an example. So we have a yearly trip that we do to Saint-Tropez in the south of France.
Yes.
And as you know, the south of France is one of the most expensive places in the world.
Yes.
I have a friend who actually owns 5 houses in Saint-Tropez.
Okay.
And what we do is we stay like in one of the most expensive houses there, thanks to my friend.
Okay.
And usually in the summer, there's traffic and stuff like that to get between Nice and Saint-Tropez because so
Okay.
many people go to the French Riviera.
Okay.
So what we do is we want you to have a full experience. After a long flight, we don't want you to be stuck in traffic. So we decided that we're gonna do the transfer from Nice to Saint-Tropez in helicopters. So we chartered 2 helicopters to take you straight from the airport straight to your house.
Wow, that's nice.
I mean, if you were to do that by yourself, it would cost you like
yes.
thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So now I want to also touch upon your passion for human rights.
So
Is it personal or is it just?
So it's something that started from my early ages. Like
Okay.
like I said, when I was growing up, my grandfather was president of the Rotary Club in Haiti. We always did like giving back projects. He always taught us to believe in helping people
Okay.
and pretty much like helping them get better and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I got that from my grandfather since I was young.
Okay.
When I moved to New York, of course, I got the opportunity to volunteer.
Okay.
And that's how we met.
Okay.
So it's always been a passion of me also to help people. Interesting, when I when I do the things that I do,
Yes.
it also gives me a platform where I'm in a position where I can help people also.
Okay.
There's one thing that stuck with me from all my travels.
Yes.
I went to Haiti and I brought a group of 20 people.
Okay.
We went to this place where they were selling souvenirs and all that kind of stuff. And of course, usually like those souvenir sellers are always they're
Like very aggressive and trying to get you to buy something.
I'm used to them, tapping my shoulders
Yes.
and trying to sell me something.
Yes.
But there was this one time where everybody had already got back in the bus. We were about to leave,
Okay.
and somebody kept tapping my shoulder. And as I turn around, this lady, she stops me and she says, I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay.
Because today you helped me feed my children.
All right.
Something like that, there's no amount of money that I could make on a business trip or anything like that that can replace that feeling.
I agree
like
with
not only just helping somebody, but helping my people.
I agree with
And
that. Yes.
pretty much contributing to other people's future
Yes.
and giving them a better life.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I really applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Continue to, bring hope and inspiration to other people
Thank you,
around
thank
the
you.
world. And I'm sure your story today will inspire a lot of our viewers. But my last question to you, I want you to comment this this quote that I'm going to read to you. It's from a French writer. His name is Gustave Flaubert. He says this: "Travel makes one modest. You see what a tiny place you occupy in the world." What's your impression about this?
It's definitely true.
Okay.
And it's much more true because for me at this point, once you travel so much, you
Yes.
get all kind of elite benefits from the airlines. You travel in a different way than most people. So you have access to like all kind of lounges. You get all kinds of upgrades from hotels to like a plane and stuff like that. But what I realized is like the more things I've done, the
Yeah.
bigger things I've done, is the more I appreciate the little things.
Okay.
So just as much as I love, having a nice business class seats or a huge hotel room,
Yes.
I have no problem staying on somebody's cot in a shack somewhere
Yes.
to experience the authentic thing.
Okay.
So if I went to Africa or if I went to Asia and I stayed in a tree house or we did like an experience on a beach,
Okay.
I would actually love that.
Okay. So would you say that the fact that you go overseas and see things to just remind yourself that it's not only here,
That's right.
but other places also, there are a lot of things to discover.
That's right.
Yeah.
Especially in places like Africa,
Yeah.
it's an amazing continent, and
Yes.
you go there and you realize, wow, certain places are even better than here.
Exactly.
You go somewhere like Senegal and you look at the roads and it's like we don't have those roads in New York.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Wow.
very interesting. Like it
Okay.
changes your perspective on a lot of things.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Inspire Me. I'm here with Rich, a good friend of mine, and I hope he inspired you to travel more and to transform your passion into something bigger and better. I'm going to let you watch this video of Rich and his company in action, and I'll be right back. Thank you.